used to know the names of every tree, and now they're just a forest in the dusk of evening. I used to see the God in everything, and now it's just a rustle, a whisper that I'm trusting when the redbud blossoms in the spring. And now I have to sleep and learn it all again, and let my dreaming take me to the place where it began. Oh, oh,
oh. Life is good because we have music, so why don't we just sing all the time? We may be different, we make mistakes, and sometimes we give and sometimes we take, but each day we learn and each day we thrive. But most of all, life is good because we're alive. Sweet as candy, sweet as family, sweet as apple pie. Good times and bad times, sad times and mad times, young, wild and free, it's good to be me. Life is good because we have music.
Happy April, everybody. Happy Sunday evening. We are so excited that you are with us. And we have just a lovely, lovely evening of music and great songs and stories to tell. And
Lots
so
of stories.
lots of stories, lots of stories. So I want to welcome everyone. My name is Cheryl Toth. This is Paul Reisler. Paul is the founder of Kid Pan Alley and the artistic director. And I've just kind of tagged along for the ride, I think. More
No,
so.
you're helping a lot there, Cheryl.
More than that. But tonight we have Elisa Fineman and Kimball Hurd, and we have Pettis, and we have a new little feature that we're starting with our song, our Sunday amazing concert series, and that's we're going to do the week of song, or a song that we just wrote this past week. So you're going to get a fresh, brand new song from the mouth of children that are absolutely amazing. So we're going to feature one of the songs that has been recently written with students. But before we get to that, that'll come a little bit later on. Let's say hi to Elisa and Kimball. Hey.
Hey, Lisa and Kimball.
Hey,
everybody.
We're saying hi from West Coast to California, Monterey
Wow.
Bay. Yeah, to be specific, and so glad. Thank you for inviting us to sing with
We're
you.
so excited to have you.
What a delight to have you. Yes.
That's right. And if I'm not mistaken, Lisa, you've done some Kid Pan Alley with Paul. Is that correct?
Well, I think she toured with me
Okay.
some before. It was it might have been pre-Kid
Was
Pan
it
Alley.
pre-Kid Pan
even.
Alley?
It was definitely pre-Kid Pan Alley, but you had visions of Kid Pan Alley, so it almost feels like I dreamed I did some singing, and I do singing and writing with songs with kids, so I hope to collaborate with you sometime.
We'll have to do that. I loved working with you back when we used to tour together.
I know, and you're doing such great work. This Kid Pan Alley is fantastic, so thank you for the good work you're doing.
Well, thank you.
So what would you like to start us off with tonight? You are our opening act.
Let's start off with a little gratitude.
Okay.
Thank you for the clear water. Thank you for the morning light. Thank you for the gift of laughter. Thank you for the red, red wine. Thank you for the earth we walk on. Thank you for the starry night. Thank you for the breath returning. Thank you for a life. Thank you for the clear water. Thank you for the morning light. Thank you for the gift of laughter. Thank you for the red, red wine. Thank you for the earth we walk on. Thank you for the starry night. Thank you for the breath returning. Thank you for a life. I know this life is filled with pain. Some people suffer every day. So how is it that I explain? I open my eyes and wonder every day and say, thank you for the clear water. Thank you for the morning light. Thank you for the gift of laughter. Thank you for the red, red, red wine. Thank you for the earth we walk on. Thank you for the starry night. Thank you for the breath returning. Thank you for a life. To tell this old world how to get along. I only know that peace will come when all hate is gone. Thank you for the clear water. Thank you for the morning light. Thank you for the gift of laughter. Thank you for the red, red wine. Thank you for the earth we walk on. Thank you for the starry night. Thank you for the breath returning. Thank you for all life. Thank you for the clear water. Thank you for the morning light. Thank you for the gift of laughter. Thank you for the red, red wine. Thank you for the earth we walk on. Thank you for the starry night. Thank you for the breath returning. Thank you for all life. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Applause.
God bless gratitude.
You all are just such an amazing duo. Your voices just are so perfect together.
Yeah.
We've been singing for a long
After
time.
50 years, you would hope it would.
So tell us a little bit about that 50 years. How did you all meet?
Well, gosh, that's an interesting story because I had a radio program called Rosewood Gates on the old Pacific Grove, Monterey Bay radio station in the days when they used to play music. Now it's all talk show.
All news, bad news.
And Kimball's band, beloved trio, City Folk, came in for an interview. And so we were all musicians and we were all starting out together. And I won't tell you how long ago, late 80s or so. But we started sharing gigs and opening for each other or co-billing and going to all the folk alliances and songwriting festivals. And soon our friendship turned into something else. It flowered and blossomed, and here we still are decades later through the thick and the thin.
Oh, that music has a way of bringing people together in not just in sharing the creativity, but really bringing it together in the heart.
Yep.
It's true.
It's a magical, wonderful thing.
It is. It really is. We found that out.
We did.
We want to hear more.
And COVID proved it. COVID proved that we could do this. being together nonstop.
Well, it's been good for something then, I guess.
Absolutely.
Many things to be grateful for in spite
Yes.
of all that's what's happened.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Well, why don't we get a song from Pierce here?
Absolutely. So, hey, Pierce, are you there?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
So you're an Alabama native. Do you have an accent?
I think we all have accents. Just It's like Will Rogers says, we're all ignorant only on different subjects.
All right, now after you do your song, I am going to ask you about Muscle Shoals Sound Studios.
Oh,
Just
okay.
Prepared.
Sure.
What you
Let's
could
see.
play.
Actually, I'm going to do 2 songs if that's okay, but then we could just turn around and go the other way, I guess.
Sure.
And the reason is it occurs to me, these are 2 songs I wrote, but and I feel like they both belong back to back, even though there's about a 25-year span of time between them. It's sort of my older self answering my younger self or something schizophrenic like that. But at any rate, the first one's called Chameleon, and the second one's called Choices. So. Turned around, saw a chameleon. In my mirror, he saw me. We both saw another chameleon, but chameleon in the mirror and me. I see him mimic my expressions, mocking me right to my face. He looks into my eyes so deeply, we both have to look away. Chameleon, changing colors. Which one are you going to be? We've got a lot in common, the chameleon in the mirror and me. Chameleon, chameleon, chameleon. He's just like me, just like me. Between the reptile in my mirror and the man they say is me, leaves a lot of room to wonder just which one of the people see. You might say he's my double. Sometimes I think he's my evil twin. And when I find myself in trouble, it's usually because of him. Chameleon, changing colors. Oh, which one are you going to be? We've got a lot in common, the chameleon in the mirror and me. Chameleon, chameleon, chameleon. He's just like me. Chameleon, can you hide me? Sometimes I feel so alone and scared. I've got this fear deep down inside me. Maybe he's not really there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I am not an accident, a victim or a slave. I am the sum total of the choices I have made. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. It's a terrible freedom, both a blessing and a curse. There before the grace of God, the times I was not caught. And every time I was, it was more than half my fault. And though mercy tips the balance more than fortune can explain, I am the sum total of the choices I have made. Well, there were times I really tried, did my best, only to fail. And yet I have known successes that were undeserved as well. It always seems to balance out, I really can't complain. It's only the sum total of the choices I have made. circumstance or count your lucky stars. When you find the law of averages can only stretch so far. No matter how the dice is thrown or how they fix the game, you are always the sum total of the choices you have made. I am not an accident, a victim, or a slave. No, I am the sum total of the choices I have made. Oh, I am the sum total of the choices I have made.
Wow, being a chameleon and then being a sum total.
Yeah, it's sort of my anti-Heidegger tribute.
Well, you know,
I love it.
Bastard. Sorry.
It's
that's
such
a great way to describe a life, a journey.
Oh, you pre-Platonist. I'm sorry. What were we saying?
I was
Phenomenologist, sons of bitches. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, sorry. Sons of female dogs. That's what I really meant to say. Perfectly fine.
Tell us a little bit about Muscle Shoals. Muscle Shoals.
Music shows.
And Music Shoals. Muscle Shoals.
I went there. I actually dropped out of college for a couple of years. I had some friends from high school. This is really cool. I don't want to take too much time, but there were 4 guys at Muscle Show Sound. They called them the Swampers, the rhythm section. It was Jimmy Johnson and David Hurd, Roger Hawkins, and Barry Beckett. And Jimmy, who by the way just passed away last year, Jimmy was a wonderful guy. And Jimmy had 2 rock bands that he was working with, that he was developing. And one of them was friends of mine from high school. They were called Jackson Highway. And these were guys that actually taught me how to open tune my guitar and play harmonica and a lot of stuff. They were cool. They were older than me, but they were nice to me for some reason. I have no idea why. But they're still my good friends. It's Dennis and Russell Gully. But at any rate, so they were working with Jimmy, and Jimmy had another band. The other band was Leonard Skinner. So that'll give you an idea how good Jackson Highway was. But at any rate, they said, hey, man, there's a studio in Muscle Shows, of all places. It's like the Rolling Stones just recorded here. It's just insane, And they said, you ought to come on up here and we can all be rock stars, So much to the chagrin of my parents, I dropped out of college and headed up there. And they were nice enough to let me hang around, basically. That was where I had my first publishing deal with Mike O'Rear, God bless him, still my good friend. And ended up getting some songs recorded by some people. But mostly I learned, well, not well enough, but I began to learn how to get over myself because there were no rock stars, as I found out. They were just musicians. Mm-hmm. And they busted how can I say this nicely? Put me in my place.
You've already broken that
I was
barrier.
I was a 19-year-old little smart aleck, and they definitely put me in my place, and that was good. I needed that. And it was really almost like having 4 uncles, kind of going, look, kid, this is how it's done.
4 cool uncles.
Very cool.
4 extremely cool uncles. So later I went back to school and I finished down at Florida State, and then I got on the road, and I've been doing that ever since, pretty much.
Wow. Such a rich past and just amazing. I mean, I was looking at your bio and, Garth Brooks, Art Garfunkel, Tim O'Brien, recording your songs. It's just like, wow.
It's an honor,
Very, very well. It just says how good you are.
No wonder you have such a nice looking attic there.
Yeah,
Wait, did you call him an attic?
Attic.
Yeah, Garth,
attic.
Garth built that attic for me.
Well,
No, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Great to see you, Pierce.
Good seeing you, Paul.
We're gonna play a song that Pierce and I wrote together a number of years ago.
Cool.
We just dug it out for this specific event because I knew
thank
Pierce
you.
was going to be here.
Alert ASCAP.
Yeah. And when Cheryl was talking a little bit about Pierce's accent, now that really came into play. In fact, he invented a whole different kind of rhyming. We were working on this song, and he tried to rhyme 2 words that in my English lexicon don't rhyme. It was something like sofa and couch, but those weren't the exact ones. And he says to me, "Why, Paul, when I say sofa, I go, sofa." And that rhymes with couch. And I said, "Pierce, you just invented a new kind of rhyming. We're going to call it Alabama rhymes. It depends on how you say it from now on." So anyway, we wrote this. I think it was in this particular song, but we fixed it. That's called "Somewhere in the Song," and it came from the idea came from St. Augustine, who said, "Song is prayer twice, once with words and once more with the heart."
All right, Paul. Here we go.
Oops, I better unmute that.
Yep. Birds offer no excuse for singing. Birds just sing, birds don't think that's wrong. And if hope's that feathered thing, the reason for our being, it's more than likely somewhere in the song. Myth and fable seem to ring more true than the morning paper or the evening news. And the moral of the story, the power and the glory, it's not in facts, it's somewhere in the song. Augustine was right when you sing your praying twice, once with words and once more with a heart. Not with bowed head, bended knee or folded hands, but on your feet and singing from the heart. Wild rabbit running straight across my path, he startled me with the sound of my own laugh. Well, the devil's in the details, in the fine print and the junk mail, but the joy of living somewhere in the song. Augustine was right when you sing your praying twice, once with words and once more with the heart. Not with bowed head, bended knee or folded hands, but on your knees and singing from the heart. We're singing from the heart. We're singing from the heart. We need no excuse for singing. Yes, we're singing from the heart. That is a fun song.
That was a fun song.
I love that song.
I know. God, I hadn't done it in years, so it's really fun to bring it back alive. It's
So-
wonderful writing that with you, Pierce.
Our prep, because we've been doing this since April of last year, and so now we've gone through so many of the Kid Penally songs. Paul is pulling back into the vaults, and so our rule is that, like, after tonight, he will figure out what it is he wants me to sing and sends it up to me, and I listen to it and play it. And this one, I was like, yeah, we got it was just so much fun.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. When your vault is over 3,000 songs,
Yeah, it is quite a bit.
we could probably do this for the rest of our lives and not have to write another song. I don't think that's a very good idea. Do you, Cheryl?
No,
No.
no, Paul. It's some of it's dusty, and but this was precious. So I love this song.
And we'd like to tell you all, floating across the bottom of the screen, you can see the tip jar information. All the tips go to the musicians. So
Yes.
please be generous with them tonight for their incredible music, and also understanding that everybody's gigs have been canceled for the last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as we look for things opening up, it's probably going to be a slow go, but we really hope that you will enjoy this evening. Lots of great comments have come through. A lot of your friends, are in the Zoom room, and they're loving your songs. They're loving seeing you, and that's the other thing. We get to kind of be together.
Yeah, we can say hi to all of our friends, and that let's bring Elisa and Kimball back
Absolutely.
around. And so they told about how they met. I'm going to tell you how Elisa and I met.
Ooh.
This is a really great story. So we live in a very rural community. We live in Little Washington, Virginia. There are 124 people in Little Washington, and the whole county has about 6,500 people in it. And back, I must have been in the early 90s or something. I can't even remember when. There was a place in Sperryville, which is just down the road, called the Appetite Repair Shop. And it was an old garage, and it really looked like an old garage. And but they started having music, and I saw, there's this woman coming from California to sing. So I said to my late wife Julie, well, let's go down and hear her. She had some, she knew some. I could tell from her bio that she knew some of the same people I did. Well, we went down there, and Julie and I were sitting in the back trying to be inconspicuous. And about halfway through the first set, Alisa says, I just found out the Trapezoid lives here. That was my band back then. She was in a gift store and saw some of our Trapezoid CDs. And they're like my favorite band. Well, I, of course, immediately fell in love with Elisa. And I went up to afterwards and said, yeah, I'm in Trapezoid. And we became fast friends after that, and toured some together, did a lot of music together, and had great times.
I'm so glad you waited to tell me till after, because there were songs that you wrote. It felt like paintings, and they're amazing songs, truly, that felt like you could walk in to these songs like paintings. They were just amazing. So I thank you for reminding me. That was very, very special evening, and going back to your house and hanging out and getting to know you guys.
So Kim Fine just said, who doesn't fall in love with Elisa?
That's probably
in the
right.
chat.
Oh,
It's a good thing you're a big, strong guy there, Kimball.
So what are you going to do for us?
yeah. Well, we know.
Speaking of love,
Right. We know Kim is hailing from Alaska. Gosh, we've got friends from all over, and they're enjoying hearing you and Pierce. And there's some chats going on about Lizard, and it's a song that I wrote. And sorry, I can't sing it right now because I'm not sure if I'm going to remember the words. But Pierce, the song with the chameleon, and it was so awesome. But I know that my students who are here, now my friends, can sing it far better than me. So I'll have to relearn it. We're going to sing a song. So fun to hear about what we all sing about, what inspires us. And just there was so much bad news that I just felt like I had to write something about something that's never on the front page. And that is that some of us do know how to love. Most of us here, I think we know how to love. And gosh, what if there was, I was thinking, some tax incentive for being a good person? Of course, we do get brownie points somehow, from somewhere, and it does pay off. But any case, this is called "We Know How to Love." We good? Whoops, and then that went out of tune. We know how to love, and we hope you'll catch on to the chorus, because it's very easy. It's, I know, you know, we know how to love. Even if the ground fell out beneath my feet, even if my house burned down up in smoke and flame, even if my bank account dwindled to nothing, I'd still know how to love. Even if sometimes I it my way, when I don't take the world by storm every day, even if it's not my turn and I can't play, I still know how to love. I know, you know, we know how to love. That's your part. I know, you know, we know. I know, you know, we know how to love. Some days the news is just too much to bear. Can't motivate, wash my face, brush my hair. Well, you just smile and make more tea, you're right there. 'Cause you know how to love. Walking the hills is what we like best. I love when you say, hey babe, come watch the sunset. Some things just can't be measured in dollars and cents, but you know how to love. I know, you know, we know how to love. I know, you know, I know, you know, we know how to love. Show 'em, babe. Love is good, love is healthy. Love should count for something. If we got paid for loving, well, what a world it would be. What a world. Ooh. With all the glitz, cheap tricks, kiss button, phony, love doesn't fool you. Love's the real thing. At the end of the day, we're ahead of the game, 'cause we know how to love. I know, you know, we know how to love. I know, you know, we know how to love. I know, you know, I know, you know, we do. We know how to love. I know, you know how. I know, you know, we know. I know, you know, I know. We know how to love.
Wow. I love it. We had a whole little thing going. We were showing love happening.
I like that. You had those nice hand things happening.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was like perfect.
Cool.
You know, it's really hard to sit in the seat for long periods of time when there's great music that just makes you want to get up and move. You know, so
Yeah.
all of a sudden you just see our bodies in the chairs. You know, we've we've taken flight.
That's why I like to stand, so I can
Yeah.
move around and.
It's a good thing. Good thing.
So
We can
tell us
move
a little
around.
bit about what you're doing now. What's we heard about the great meeting in Sperryville, but what are y'all up to right now?
Oh gosh, years and years, and just following the music, and the music taking us in such amazing and wondrous directions. And one of them, which has been into Reform liberal synagogues in California, where I'd come off the road from touring and I'd have as much work as I wanted, singing for Sabbath services and Jewish holidays and bar and bat mitzvah. And then I actually started studying cantorial music, and we were studying jazz and classical, and just to put all of this together. And I went to New York, and a few years ago, I graduated as a cantor. So who knows where the music's going to take us next. And this synagogue work has been going on for about 24 years, the cantorial work. So I get to sing in all different ways and invited to participate in virtual on vocal ensembles, which I'm learning more about. And this cantor's job that I have in Santa Cruz is ending June 30th. So who knows what's going to happen after that. There's a piecemeal work here and there, but Kimball and I have a backlog of songs that we're going to record and make some time to do that and get out and tour again.
And hopefully some of those venues you were talking about can find a way to open up again. And
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Well, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Della and Carol for donating and in our tip jar. And I want to reach out to everyone and say, please, as you're listening to the concert tonight, everything's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. We hope you'll make a donation to the tip jar and that you will be generous, because all of the funds do go to the artists that are performing for you tonight. So we thank you. We thank you so much. Wow. This coming June, new chapter.
New chapters, yeah. And life is full of uncertainties, but we forget. We get in our routine, right?
Yeah.
And we wake up and we do the work. And but life has been so good. Not that there hasn't been hardship and challenge, but everything has been a surprise that's come to me by way of the music. And as we all know, music is magical. It just if we stay close to it. It leads us to the most wondrous places. My grandmother said that if you play an instrument, if you're around music, if you sing, it will always bring you together with people and bring you joy.
And uncertainty can be a very positive and wonderful force. It's a little confusticating at times, and the older we get, the less sure we like uncertainty, but it can really make some magical moments and things happen. So to be open to that is important.
So we're going to open up to Pierce.
Yay.
Oh, hello.
We're going to join you in your attic.
Yes.
Yes. So what are you going to what are you going to play?
I have a brand new song. I debuted this last month on my last webcast concert. And
Do you get a lot of webcast concerts?
I'm starting to now. I kind of put it off for a while because I kept hoping we'd get over this thing, but then
Right.
we didn't. So I thought, okay. But by the way, I have one coming up on Wednesday, if you don't mind me making.
Oh no, that's what I was going to
shameless
lead into.
plug.
Please share.
Well,
Yeah.
my birthday is Wednesday the 14th, which is also the day that Lincoln was assassinated and the Titanic sank, and is a day of great calamities. And at any rate, my daughter Grace and I are doing a show together for my birthday, and it's called "Give Pierce a Chance."
Now, Pierce, you're not going to
All we
believe
were
this.
saying.
My birthday is April 14th as well.
Is it awesome?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. When you
I
said
think my
that,
friend Drew McEwen's birthday is that day too, if I'm not mistaken. That's a good day to be born.
I
Not
think
Not
so.
a good day to go to the theater or go on a ship.
Two of my favorite people were born that day, after all.
Oh, I'll be thinking of you, Pierce, on our birthday.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No,
that
that's
doesn't
fine.
happen all the time.
No, that's quite all right. This is a new song, and I got some real nice comments on it. It's and also Cinco de Mayo is coming up, so it's appropriate for that. This is just called Diego. If I could do anything for you, I'd do that for you, Diego. If I could make any dream come true, I'd dream that dream for you, Diego. We walked for days from California, the Pilgrim Way to Arizona, the MIT rise while the air is fresh and cool. Wash and dress for school, Diego, so you won't have to do the work I do, cleaning houses, sorting fruit, Diego. A chambermaid for wealthy gringos. You'll be someday an umbrella. I always pray the saints to guide you in El Norte. A chambermaid for wealthy gringos. You'll be someday an umbrella. I always pray the saints to guide you in El Norte. May happiness find you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's been a long time since we've heard that sound, hasn't it, Ben Pierce?
Yes, indeed. I thought I was hallucinating again.
That song is so beautiful. It's
Thank you.
got a sort of a haunting melody that you just kind of carries you through. What inspired you?
I was thinking about just really a mother's love for her son. I mean, I was probably thinking a little. My son-in-law is Mexican American, and his family has a wonderful family, and in fact, his mom translated the first verse into Spanish for me. But then I cannot speak. My Espanol is very mal, so I didn't bother. I didn't do that. But they were very helpful, and so I'd have to say Chris was a little bit of an inspiration on that. But really, I was just thinking about what moms especially will do for their children is
Absolutely.
phenomenal. Guys, we're just kind of whatever, you know. But a mom will do absolutely anything for her child, and so that's really what I was thinking about.
So, all the mothers out there are feeling that. Absolutely. It's beautiful. So I guess we're sort of in the solemn part of our show
Okay.
today.
Yeah, we're going to do kind of a
Sorry.
No. It just actually,
It is
we're
kind
going to
of a
follow
solemn
right
song.
in your footsteps.
Yes, we are. This is a song, God, I wrote years ago. We used to do it all the time in Trapezoid, and then it kind of fell out of the repertoire, and it was another one I just kind of brought back out. And I know Alisa will remember it because she sang it with me some. This is a song I wrote. My cousin had, who is substantially younger than me, had cancer of the liver, and she used to come out to our farm and say, I love coming out here when I'm feeling bad because, I'll go for a walk in the woods and be among the deer and the wild animals, and I'll see how peaceful they are. So that inspired me to read her a poem of Wendell Berry's called The Peace of Wild Things. And then I stayed up all night and I wrote this song with that title, The Peace of Wild Things. And it was always one of my favorite songs because it speaks about how, the deer are not sitting there worrying about what's happening tomorrow. They're living in the moment. They're there.
On a withered branch outside my window, a crow alights and whispers in my ear. A worried wind blows northwest of Canada. I long for the peace of wild things. When shadows grow thin, sadness swells within me. Dreams are nothing but fear. I go to the woods where the white deer lie sleeping and rest in the peace of wild things. The call of the great blue heron, a snow-white swan gliding on the lake of dawn, the scarlet cloak of autumn, feathers falling. I go to where the wild things have gone. When my life is strayed, shadows cloud my dreaming. I go where the golden eagle soars. The heavens lie sleeping above and below me. I rest in the peace of wild things. The call of the great blue heron, a snow-white swan gliding on the lake of dawn, the scarlet cloak of autumn, feathers falling. I go where the wild things have gone. For a moment I rest in the grace of creation, free, free like the wild things.
Yes, I wrote that for Susie.
If I had the applause button, I'd turn it on.
Oh,
A beautiful song.
That's a beautiful song, yes.
That just reminds us why we write songs or try to write songs, right?
yeah.
Wow. Just so beautiful. Cheryl, wow, to hear you sing the song and Paul's writing again and hearing Pierce this afternoon. You know, when I first heard Pierce was at Kerrville Folk Festival in 1990. It was one of those years. And I just felt like I walked into a golden age. I heard people writing songs from their heart, from their experience. And I knew that that's where I wanted to be, you know. And it's a way we're bringing news to each other, you know. There's the newspaper, there's a radio, oh my gosh. But then there's the songs we bring to one another. So thanks for this opportunity. You're just really changing us up inside.
Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to Jim and Pam and Buzz and Tracy for your generous donations.
Yes,
It touches all of our hearts such a struggle. The music has still been alive, but just being able to have a platform to share it and to bring people together again, which is something that I know Paul realized very early on, that we needed to find a way to connect.
Well, in a way, music is a little bit like water. If it's flowing freely, it nurtures everything it touches. But if you bottle it up, it can cause some disease. So we're trying to let it out. We've got all this
Absolutely.
music in us, and we're just letting it flow and trying
Absolutely.
to help our friends let it flow also.
So, Alisa, Kimball, what would you like to do for us?
Well, thank you guys for making all this happen and for inviting us this time around. Staying right in the mournful vein, we'll
Okay.
The feeling, how about the open heart vein?
Yeah, the open heart thing.
yes, we will rise out of this, hopefully. We all carry around some reason to be less than lustrous in this life and to hold back in our participation and our love and just walk around with an open heart. And we some of us have old wounds, some of us are judged because of our skin or our race or our religious choice of religion or sexual preference. There's a myriad reasons why we can feel somewhat oppressed. And Diego might someday sing this song. I started out writing this song about myself and my own experience, and pretty quickly realized when Elisa told me, Kimball, this song is for everybody, not just for you. So this song is called Shine. It's a very simple song, and really miss being in person for this because I love hearing the audience sing with us at the end. But here we go. I am not a stranger in this world, not some uninvited guest. I will take my place at the table and shine, 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 shine. I am not a stranger in this world. I am not some uninvited guest. I will take my place at the table and shine, 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 shine. I've known fear quite well. I've been shackled and shaken far too long. The hand may tremble and the voice might falter, but it will not stop the singing of this song. I am not a stranger in this world. I am not some uninvited guest. I will take my place at the table and shine. Shine, shine, shine. Yes, I will take my place at this table. Yes, I will. Yes, shine. Yes, I will shine. Shine at the table, I will glow. I know, I know, I know. Yes, I will. I will shine. 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 Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Shine. I mean, we were just like all shining, you know? So
Come over here, sister. Do that. Yeah, give me some inspiration to gospel out at the end there. Yeah.
I'll
That's
tell
what
you,
it's all about.
it's what it's all about. It's shining and wow. So now, when did you said you wrote that? When did you write that?
I wrote that 7, 8 years ago, and it was born out of a confluence of a few different sources. Therapy was one of them, self-meditation, and, trying to make myself the best person I could be in this lifetime, which is very fleeting, and really have, what it was at least a little bit of self-love. Every time I got on fear and in stage in front of people, I had done enough in my life to work through a lot of my issues and a lot of things that were holding me back and making me less than 100% happy. But the stage was this meter. Every time I would step on stage, this fear would come with me. And I'd hit a note, and it'd be not the note I wanted to hit, and I'd be really hard on myself and just go, oh, man. And it just got to a point after one Kate Wolf festival where I said, I do not want to go through this life not being able to really enjoy the thing I love doing the most, full-heartedly. And so I had been doing yoga and some therapy as well as being in a men's group. And at one point, it was really in the yoga class, the teacher said, really, it's cliche, but everything is everything. And you see that tree standing outside that window and this floor in here that this tree has contributed to in the water. And I started looking at the tree and go, I have never looked at a tree or a flower or a bird or even another person and said, that limb is just a little out of place there. I've always given them my full appreciation and love. And it just dawned on me, why can I not do that for myself? Why can I not just look at myself and just say, everything is perfect there. Everything is in place. And just have a little bit of love that I have for the rest of this world for myself. And
you gave that gift to us too, Kimball.
Yeah, and you just shared it. Everybody's going, oh.
Everybody, yep. Ask yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a shame to go through this life without at least a little bit of self-love.
Yeah, we carry a lot of monkeys on our back.
Yeah, we do. Amen,
But
sister.
we're going to pass them all off and let Pierce bring us another song.
Okay. I want to dedicate this to all you guys because, let's see. There we go. You know what? I'm not on. Hang on. There we go. Oh, yes, I was. I like playing little tricks on myself. All right. Can't be bought or sold or faked. That kind of love, it always gives itself away. That kind of love is wiser than the wisest sage. Its innocence makes me ashamed till I'm not sure that I can take that kind of love. Pride and hatred cannot stand that kind of love. Greater love hath no man than that kind of love. It won't be kept inside itself. It spreads its charm, it casts its spell, till no one's safe this side of hell from that kind of love. Love rejected and ignored held in chains behind closed doors, stuff of legend and of song. Deep down, everybody longs for that kind of love, oh, that kind of love. Some people never know that kind of love, though it only takes a child to show that kind of love. Widows smile and strong men weep, and little ones play at its feet. The deaf can hear and the blind can see that kind of love. Love triumphant, love on fire, love that humbles and inspires, love that does not hesitate, with no conditions, no restraints, that kind of love, oh, that kind of love. So how could anyone deny that kind of love when every heart is measured by that kind of love? Even stars fall from the sky, everything will fall in time, except those things that cannot die. That kind of love, oh, may you be remembered by that kind of love. Woo! Thank you.
So beautiful. I think we all want to be remembered by that kind of love.
Wow, what a song, Pierce.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So Pierce, I need to take you back to 1979.
Uh-oh.
Well, I just want to know about Joan Baez.
Oh, very nice lady. I'll tell you though, her sister, I met Mimi, and Mimi Farina was probably one of the nicest, kindest people I've ever met. I only met her once. I opened a show for her, but she was so great. And she was one of those people that is more interested in you than in herself, you know. And she really impressed me. But Joan Baez was very nice. Joan was very nice. I'd call her Joan, I guess. She was very nice. I was really young. I was just a kid. Though it's funny, I found out later she was dating Steve Jobs, who was like the same age, you know. Like, dang, I could have dated Joan Baez. But not really. No, that wouldn't have happened. But she was very sweet and very kind. Both of them were. They were just good people. I guess they were raised right, you know. And but I wanted to say something to Paul. Paul, I don't know if I ever told you, but I'm a huge fan of Trapezoid, and I remember the first time hearing you guys play. Freda, I think, was singing "The Wagoner's Lad," which is just beautiful, and it was a good old Irish song, you know. And Freda was awesome too. You know, she was such a wonderful singer. But you guys blew me away. I think it was like at probably around the same time, around 79, 80, was NACA conference. You remember?
Oh.
Those were awful. God,
Those were awful.
But yeah, well, we got to.
I was hoping to.
Wonderful talent, though. Yeah. We'd set up our booths and we'd sit there, and all these spoiled little rich kids would come around, and we'd try to lure them over, to, you know, so they would pay us, you know. What was it? Sally Fingerette called it driving for checks. That was great. You'd show up at a college and you'd preside over a food fight or something, you know, and oh my God. But they paid us for it, so yeah, I guess it beats working, you know.
So I didn't have the privilege to know Freda.
No, she was awesome.
But Lorraine Duisy lives right around the corner from us, and
Cool.
so I'm treated to when she and Paul get together, going down the trapezoid.
Yeah.
going and listening to it.
By the way, I know Little Washington, Virginia. I've actually been there. It's a beautiful place, man. My daughter used to live not too far from there, you know. And you're real close to the Shenandoah Park, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
gorgeous
right behind
country,
us.
man. Yeah.
That it is, and we love it out here. It's made living through COVID doable
Yeah, no
because
kidding.
we have this space, and we can still enjoy. I was trying to reach and plug in the camera before I blink out on you. You may hear me, but I'll blink out. So we do. We love it out here, and now everything's blooming, and the flowers are growing. My garden is growing, so it's like all good. But, you know, because of COVID, we have been working with kids online. And so that brings us to our new section or our new little highlight in our concert series, and that is a song we wrote yesterday. We want to feature songs that, or a song that was written just recently with students, and they're just absolutely amazing. I will say that, you know, COVID has had a significant impact on our children, and not an impact that we all see right away. But I think as we have been writing songs with them, and Paul's been writing songs with other musicians, it really comes forward. It really just kind of comes out. And so this song, once he gets us plugged in,
Okay, there we go.
there we go. Oh,
Oop.
maybe
Didn't
I'm
like
not
that.
there.
Hang on just a second.
A little technical difficulty. So the song is called Everyone's a Stranger, and this song was written by fourth graders at Meeker Elementary School in Colorado. We've been doing a lot of work in Colorado this past couple months, and these kids were really on it. They really wanted to talk about what it has been like wearing a mask, and this is from their perspective. I think he's got us back in the view here.
Yes, sorry about that. We were having
You were
camera
seeing a hairy
troubles before
palm.
the show started, and we had to improvise a little bit and
There we are.
use our regular camera, and
All right,
this
so
one was running out of battery.
this is Everyone's a Stranger. Everyone's a stranger, someone I don't know. Everyone's a mystery, a ghost, a shadow. You can't tell a robber from a friend. You can't tell what's real from pretend. The beginning from the end. Hiding behind a mask. My glasses get foggy. I can't tell who's talking. I try to read their lips, but it feels like sleepwalking. I can't see a thing from 6 feet away. Can't recognize my friends, but I've got something to say. Everyone's a stranger, someone I don't know. Everyone's a mystery, a ghost, a shadow. You can't tell a robber from a friend. You can't tell what's real from pretend. The beginning from the end. Hiding behind a mask. I'm tired of this COVID and smelling my own breath. The thought of someone smelling it scares me half to death. Let's talk face to face. Let's have a group hug. Get back to where we were in the days before the bug. Everyone's a stranger, someone I don't know. Everyone's a mystery, a ghost, a shadow. You can't tell a robber from a friend. You can't tell who's real from pretend. The beginning from the end. Hiding behind a mask. Everyone's a stranger, someone I don't know. Everyone's a mystery, a ghost, a shadow. You can't tell a robber from a friend. You can't tell what's real from pretend. The beginning from the end, hiding behind a mask. The beginning from the end, we're all hiding behind a mask. From the children, and they tell it like it is.
Oh,
It
and
was
Ashley says, smelling my own breath after Cheetos is
it's
yeah.
really bad. They were really into that, smelling my own breath, and the thought of someone sniffing it
That would
scared
scare
them
me
half
half
to
to
death.
death.
But you know, kids are, and they not a lot of filters, but just a lot of heart.
And a lot of great ideas because they're not sitting there editing themselves and wondering if they're going to be cool for saying something. They don't start that until they're like at 5th or 6th grade.
Right.
And then that's been the challenge, of course, for us. And that's why I hang out with kids all the time is they remind me to just say it and let it come out. And maybe it's a cool thing and maybe it's stupid, but who cares? Got to let it out. And Pam, our dear friend Pam Felber, who we just recently worked with up in New Hampshire, she's a music teacher up there. We worked with her school. She wrote, my grandson said to my husband, I've really missed hugging you. And that was Shane, who was age 5.
Yeah. Kids do. I mean, they pay attention to everything. They don't miss a thing. But they don't often have a chance to say what they're feeling. And so it has been really a wonderful experience working with students this past year.
Yeah.
It's been very, very powerful.
And we want to thank Philip for his donation. Thank you there, Philip. Philip is one of our neighbors here in Rappahannock County.
Amazing choreographer.
Great choreographer. In fact, he choreographed, we have two Kid Pan Alley musicals, and one of them they did here locally, Christmas, not this Christmas, obviously, but the Christmas before. It was The Talented Clementine, songs I wrote with kids, and then I wrote the script based on the book, The Talented Clementine. And Philip choreographed it.
It's wonderful.
Yep.
Very, very, he's just so wonderful and gentle with the kids, and just, it was great. So, want to thank everyone for their donations. Keep donating. We have another round. But before we do that, we want to tell you a little bit about what's happening next concert series.
Let me even put up a little picture of that.
So, those of you who have been regulars with us, you will recognize this gentleman. He was on one of our series. There he is! Howard Levy's coming back.
Okay, Howard, that's enough. Back to Cheryl.
Back to me. No, Howard is amazing. So Howard
Howard is
Levy
a
will be
genius.
joining us. And we also have Billy. Oh, I was going
Jonas.
Billy Jonas.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Jonas Brothers. And
well,
then I had to step back.
He is
for
a
a moment.
Jonas brother, but not the same Jonas Brothers. But he's even better than they are.
Oh, okay.
Billy is the coolest performer I think I've ever seen. And every moment with the Billy Jonas concert is a total surprise and shock and totally delightful. So you all will really enjoy
Some shock value.
that concert. And that concert will be celebrating our first year of Because We Have Music concerts.
So Sunday, May 2nd at 7 p.m. We hope you will mark your calendars right now and mark that date and plan to join us and be with us.
And you know, Howard has, can I see that again?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Howard has recorded on hundreds and hundreds of albums. He's in the Flecktones. He was a founding member of Bela Fleck and the Flecktones, but he used to record with Kenny Loggins, Dolly Parton, Paul Simon, Paquito de Rivera. The list goes on and on and on. And about 20 or 25 of those records were ones that I produced that Howard played on.
Oh, wow.
Howard
I didn't know that.
Once I met Howard in about 1982, every record that I was involved with, Howard played on it. Because he just took it up about 20 notches.
Yeah, he's just amazing. So we hope you will join us. But tonight has been amazing. We want to swing around one more round and bring everybody back in. So Alisa and Kimball, are you there with us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're here. Wow. Just learning a lot from you guys about Kid Pan Alley. And I'm sorry, I keep saying you guys because that's what we say out here in California, but I'm being corrected all the time because I'm supposed to say ya all or friends, and for the sake of inclusivity. So we're always learning new things.
Hopefully.
Being in community. Well, thank you. Wow. I'm so glad you asked us to join you. We're going to sing a song that was written here on the coast in Big Sur, actually. I got to live down in Big Sur, California for 5 years working for UC Santa Cruz and south of the power line. The power line actually stops right around Esalen Institute. And there's a beautiful nature reserve 5 miles south of there called Big Creek Nature Reserve. So I was there 5 years, and I had to write songs, at least to say thank you for, I knew I was living in a very special time. But I met an older man named Emil White, who was a very good friend of Henry Miller. He founded the Henry Miller Library. And Henry Miller said about Emil White, the only friend who never failed me. But there it was. Emil White taught me about this toast in Big Sur that people say to kindness. There's a lot of different people who live in Big Sur. They're fancy houses and mansions on the hill, and some people who live in their cars and under bridges. They all show up at the same parties, and they raise their glasses and they say to kindness. And it's one of my much earlier songs. But something about it, I guess, because I think what it is that when someone's kind to you, it makes a difference. It's good to know that kindness still matters. I saw a shining light, warm and childlike in your eyes. Before I really knew you, I had a feeling down inside that your soul was made to feel and share life's pleasures pure and fine. You're someone who knows friendship the way others know their wine. Here's to a cup, and here's to a cup of kindness, a medicine so strong. From you I learned that love and friends forever keep you young. Here's to a cup of kindness, a tradition on the coast. May it always be the time for friends to make the toast to kindness. It seems so befitting that your birthday comes in spring, when rebirth and renewal come to every living thing, when the waters feel warmer and the mountain meadows green, when we get the chance to celebrate the birth of your being. So here's to a cup of kindness, a medicine so strong. From you I learned and loving friends forever keep you young. Here's to a cup of kindness, a tradition on the coast. May it always be the time for friends to make the toast. There's a walnut tree up Lime Kiln Creek that grows tall and reaches wide. The years are furrowed in its trunk with silver charm and pride. Like the tree, your roots grow deep here, sustained by all you've known. Your fruits are love and friendship from the good seeds that you've sown. So here's to a cup of kindness, a medicine so strong. From you I learn that love and friends forever keep you young. Here's to a cup of kindness, a tradition on the coast. May it always be the time for friends to make the toast. To kindness, to your kindness.
Thank you.
Beautiful, wow. Beautiful song. I remember that one. It's a great song.
You know, some of these we just need to keep playing and playing over. Nina was saying how she loved this song. Absolutely loved the song. Kim loved this song. And
Okay.
thank you, Nina, for your donation. Thank you so much.
And Kim wrote, I met Emil Witt in 1985. I went to his museum for Henry Miller and bought a big portrait of Henry that I had I had made for my then husband. I was 23. His eyes lit up. He was so sweet. Thank you for mentioning him.
Oh, yeah, what a great image, because that's the thing, he lived into his late 80s, early 90s, and he just had that sparkle in his eyes, a childlike, mischievous sparkle. So his magical child was alive and well, for sure.
Like our old friend Bob DeWitt.
Wow.
Now there are many stories. Bob is no longer with us, but one of the most amazing people I have ever met. And someday we'll tell some of the Bob DeWitt stories. That was our first trapezoid tour of California. Our very first gig was at Bob DeWitt's theater.
Right, and for those of you who don't know, Bob DeWitt and his beautiful wife, Doey, both of blessed memory, ran a concert series in the foothills of the Sierra. And whether it was in one of the nearby towns, the library, or a Grange Hall, or sometimes on someone's property out there, and more stories to come for another time.
Woody Guthrie used to live with Bob, and Bob had a coffee house also in Topanga Canyon. And I remember the first time we went to Bob's, and we were late getting there because something had happened with the plane. And we're driving through these 2-lane roads, and then all of a sudden we're on 1-lane roads, and then we're on a dirt road, and then we're on a path through a cow pasture. But we knew we were in the right place because there were all these car hoods that said Feedback Theater straight ahead, and that, and Woody Guthrie or bust. And we got to the end of the road, and there was a gate and a house way off in the distance. So we grabbed our instruments and started walking down this path to the house, and I looked over to my left, and there was this graveyard, except that all the tombstones said critics. And on every fence post was this gargoyle that Bob had made. Actually, someday I'll play a song I wrote for Bob called "If I Were Free," because that was a song I wrote inspired by Bob.
It's beautiful, beautiful story, fun story. Well, we are just so grateful that you all have been with us this evening. We're going to turn to Pierce and say, Pierce, you're going to bring us home. You're going to close us out tonight, and you know, folks, hang around in the Zoom room afterwards. We have a little bit of a thank you list that has to be shared, but hang out, and if you want to say hi to the artists, maybe they'll hang with us.
Yeah, we'll hang for
We'll
a
hang
little
for just
bit
a few
afterwards
minutes.
and hang around, and we'd love to hear from you.
But we've been so grateful. Thank you all so much for being with us. And Pierce, what you going to do for us?
Well, everybody was talking a while ago. Everybody was talking about rising above our circumstances, and it reminded me of a song by Mark Hurd, which I thought would be appropriate. He lived in California, by the way. Anyway, this is called "Rise from the Ruins." Ain't nobody asked to be born. Ain't nobody wishes to die. Everybody whiles away the entering time, sworn to rise from the ruins down the line. Well, the engines are droning in with progress, the pistons pounding out time. Oh, and you and me caught in this juggernaut chart, sworn to rise from the ruins down the line. We will roll like an old Chevrolet. Roll the ruin is something to see. Hang on to the wheel for the highway to hell. He chauffeurs for the powers that be. Go and tell all your friends and relations. Go and say what ain't easy to say. Go and give them some hope that we might rock this boat. Oh, and rise from the ruins one fine day. Carry water in a basket. Did you ever try to carry fire in your hand? Did you ever try to take on the weight of this everyday freight? Do you find that you are too weak to stand? Why so pale in one fond lover? Why so downcast and desperately sad? We can walk, we can talk, we ain't yet pillars of song. Oh, we will rise from the ruins when we can. Hey, we will rise from the ruins when we can. We will rise from the ruins when we can. We will rise from the ruins when we can.
Wow.
That
was the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
That was the way to do it. Oh my gosh, Pierce, that's amazing.
So
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you,
big
everybody.
Thank you to all of you for being here, and thank you to our amazing artists tonight, Pierce Pettis, Elisa Fineman, Kimball Hurd. Thank you so much for sharing your music and brightening up our days.
Absolutely.
Through this.
And we also want to give a shout out to Ryan, the amazing sound technician and engineer, and Ashley, who's there helping us make sure that we thank everyone that needs to be thanked and keeping track of everything for us.
Ryan are on our Kid Pan Alley staff.
Yes.
Such a huge help to us. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and Jen was with us earlier, our executive director, so we're so grateful. So hang in,
Yeah.
hang around.
I'm gonna just play a little bit about next week, and also tell you a bit here. Some dear friends of ours, In Your Ear Studio, on Tuesday nights puts on a concert every Tuesday, and it's like one of the greatest studios in the East, and the quality of what they do technically just blows my mind. It's like 5 cameras and recording studio sound. But anyway, there's the information on that. They're having Star Coast. They do basically local bands around Richmond, and it's just
It's a
puts
great,
me in
great
awe
show.
to watch it. And then our next one, of course, and our next concert is going to feature Howard Levy, and I'm going to play a little bit of Howard. And Pierce, he's going to play the harmonica, and you can lip sync with it if you like.
I can't do that hard.
And we'll play a little bit, just telling you about what Kid Pen
Maybe
is
by
doing.
next year
This is one of the songs we wrote with Kids Pen.
I'll be able to see your smile. I'll be able to see your frown. Maybe by then the world won't be turned upside down. Maybe we'll have a party. Maybe things will be just fine. Maybe we can have it all if we just make it through this time. Maybe if we just imagine we could laugh about this year, be grateful for what we've got. Maybe our life will be better. Maybe, maybe not.
All right, so let's bring everybody, let's go to gallery so we can